Penn State 34, FIU 0. That's Nate Bauer. Sean Fitz, I'm Greg Pickle from Blue White Illustrated. If we looked like we just got up from a nap, we might have, because Penn State slogged through this one, guys. Sean, your initial thoughts on a game Penn State won but did not look great doing?
No takes that hot, I'll say that. Actually, pretty apt, because it was a sleepy atmosphere, and Penn State kind of fed off that and provided a sleepy performance. Not exactly what Penn State fans were looking for in the Week 1 to Week 2 improvement. 10-0 lead at halftime. You need more than that against a Florida International team that fought hard, but how many times are you going to say that the other team, fought hard, did what they had to do? When you look at Penn State, a sloppy performance once again. Drew Aller not on his game, not particularly accurate. Did have a couple of touchdown passes, including really nice one to Devontae Ross, which was nice to get him involved, the Troy transfer. You're looking at a game that you expected more from. Penn State 43.5-point favorites, a 34-0 win. Obviously, usually feels pretty good. This one, I don't think you're feeling that way.
Nate, Drew Aller said afterwards that he needs to make the easy throws, that he was overthinking too much today, and that was leading to some of his issues. Just your initial thoughts on the offense overall on a day where, again, they scored 34 points, 14 of which came on the last two plays they had on offense in the game.
Yeah, they just looked out of sorts, not disinterested, maybe. I don't know. I always get a little look. Wake me up when it's Oregon. Wake them up when it's Oregon. If they don't look better against Oregon, fine, right? Then it's real, and they actually have a crisis on their hands, and they are not the team that anybody thought they were. I'm a human. You guys are. Maybe a little bit of human nature in there, right? Especially when it's just like a little thing, right? Just something. That's not on the same page, and Franklin talked about it, the third downs being specifically a problem. I thought that they had a decent third down looks, which is why they had as many fourth down opportunities as they had, right? They were going for fourth downs because it was fourth and short, because they weren't converting on third and short. So, I don't know if they're going to get it together, but I think they might. It's just this was one of those days. You can see it across college football right now. There are a bunch of teams that are in the malaise, big word, thank you, of the malaise of week 2, right? When you come off the high that first week and play a lesser opponent, and then you just try to win. And they did. So yeah.
Sean, it's week 2. We can't not stand here and talk about special teams after you had a chance to talk to Gabe Nwosu. He had 2 booming punts. Penn State had a kick blocked. He had 2 go out of bounds on kickoffs. Penn State did block a punt. Dom DeLuca did. So your thoughts on the special teams?
Special teams, I thought was fine. The kick blocks, they're going to happen when they're that far out. There's some protection issues that needed to be worked upon. Gabe Nwosu he showed off the A-ball, right? That's what they've been talking about all through that's what they've been talking about in the last couple of weeks, was he kicks the ball very far, and he did that. Needs to work on the directional kickoffs. You can't have that, giving the ball at the 35-yard line to a team like Oregon. You can get away with it, Florida International. So I think the special teams I thought was fine. The lesser of the 3 evils. The defense I thought was good. James Franklin said it after the game. A lot of thinking and not playing fast enough. And I think you probably saw that on both sides of the football, specifically up front with the offensive line, specifically with the linebackers on defense. I mean, that's kind of what you're getting at here, is you're looking at a team trying to process everything in the first 3 weeks of the season, trying not to call it a preseason, but it being a preseason. So there's probably a gap there between the expected outcome and where Penn State fans are after this game. Because I stress not falling into the trap of going every play and making all of your reactions based off of one play. And I think that's kind of what Nate was trying to get to it in his first opening statement, was that you're looking at a team that is processing, and you're seeing the process play out, but you're also seeing the processing play out. And it might not make a ton of sense right now, but they're trying to work on things for Oregon, and I don't think that's any secret. A lot of outside zone today. They're not particularly good at outside zone, but you work on the things that you're not particularly good at right now. Aller's got to be sharper. Offense needs the offensive line. I think we're overestimating the offensive line's struggles right now because of what they're being asked to do and because of what they have come up short in the first couple of weeks. So I'm not as worried about that. I'm with Nate on that. I hate being on the same page with Nate, but I'm with him in not overreacting to that. But a lot of things to clean up there. I think it starts with the quarterback, to be honest with you. When you can't make the easy ones, that's an issue. Like when you can't do some of the things that you are aware that you can't do well, okay, great. You pivot, you go somewhere else. The quarterback's got the ball in his hands every play. Those third downs are going to be big plays at some point.
You can read some of that in Sean's first impressions piece at bluewhiteillustrated.com. It's $1 for a week of access, billed annually from there. You also get The Athletic, a year of that, complimentary, thrown in with your subscription. You'll also get to read Nate's Sunday column tomorrow. Nate, what are you going to start with? What's next for you as we move past FIU and into mighty Villanova week?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm not exactly sure how to digest this, other than I'm fixating right now on Andy Cole. I think it was Andy Koldenicki. It might have been James Franklin. But somebody's saying that you don't get to start the season in the semifinal of the college football playoff, right, over the summer. Well, what does that mean, right? What does that suggest to you? And to me, it says, hey, I think it is going to be maybe a little difficult for this team to get up for everything, right? It's gonna be a real management task, especially just given the climate of this entire offseason. What everybody's been talking about, James Franklin has been more open, right? National championship. Well, you got to play 12 games before you get there. There's really only 2 on the schedule that everybody's looking at as being at the same level as what this Penn State team is expected to be. It's going to be difficult for them to be on task and do the thing that James Franklin loves more than anything in the world, which is beating teams they're supposed to beat, right? Like they're going to have to sit in that dentist chair, get through the appointment, and live to see another day against these teams. And honestly, if they do want to beat those best teams that they have to get up for, like they're gonna have to be better than anything that they've shown so far this season, which is fine. But to me, like just from the outside looking in, it's probably not a bad thing. It's probably not a bad thing to have some tape to look at and just absolutely destroy these guys tomorrow looking at film, right from how they look today.
Yeah, I think that'll be a fun film session, not really for a lot of guys. Sean, your final thoughts?
Bowling Green was week 2 last year, is that correct? Yeah, that's a very similar performance, I thought, to
no
Bowling
Harold
Green.
Fannin on this field.
No Harold Fannin, that's for sure. But Chaz Coleman was on this field.
Yes, he
Owens was pretty good. Yeah. Like the running back was pretty good. I thought the quarterback was okay. I don't know.
He'll have his moments this year for sure.
I thought it was interesting to see FIU sort of attack Penn State's defense in short yardage situations. I thought they did a really good job of that. They called a timeout when they were about to punt on a 4th and 2, 4th and 3, came out and got the first down. And I think that that's a product of what we're seeing at the second level, the defense not moving around as fast. But I will get back to Chaz Coleman because he's pretty awesome. Like that's pretty impressive stuff. Flashed last week, continue to flash this week. He's going to have to continue to come along with consistency, as every young defensive lineman will. But to see him out there strip sack, pick it up, and almost take it back for a touchdown, pretty impressive play for a veteran to make, but really impressive play for a true freshman to make. Speaking of veterans, Uriah Fisher back today. Thought that was a really good step to see him get really more comfortable than I thought he would look. Based off of that, he almost had a sack, I think, on the game's first or second play. So some of those guys on the defensive side of the ball continuing to settle in as pieces that Penn State will lean on this year.
All right, that's Nate Bauer, Sean Fitz. I'm Greg Pickle. Blue White Illustrated has continuing coverage of Penn State's win over FIU. It's $1 for the first week, billed annually, and you get a year to The Athletic from there. Here on the YouTube channel, T. Frank's postgame show is live. James Franklin's postgame news conference is live, and we'll be back Monday with what he has to say from Beaver Stadium. Talk to you then.